Let's talk to Howard Cox, founder of FairFuel UK, who's also live at the High Court. He's also running for mayor of this fair city of ours. Howard, a very bad day for the people of London, a very bad day for the workers of London. What do you make of it?
Well, I'm sick to the pit of my stomach, Mike. I can't believe what we've just seen.
Yeah.
In strict parlance, as people to understand what judicial review, it was not actually a judgment on actually the decision itself to extend the ULEZ. It's all about the actual process of how he made that decision.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in strict parlance, strict law, the judge had to rule all three of the claims from the London boroughs who took the actual judicial review. He had to follow that one. I cannot believe. I thought we'd get one or two of them, especially the one on the public consultation, because that was totally unlawfully put together. As you know, he manipulated it. He even took 5,000 of my supporters' responses out and counted it as one, but counted 4,000 cyclists as 4,000.
Yeah.
These are the sorts of things that this dishonest mayor, and he's going to sit back and say he was right, and wow, it's a bad day for Londoners.
It really is a bad day for Londoners because, of course, as I've said many times, as you have, Howard, this is not about air pollution, it is not about cleaner air, it's about charging people to drive around in a place where they live. Absolutely right, and even Transport for London's own report said that extending this ULEZ all the way down to the M25 would not actually demonstrably improve the air quality, the air we breathe. Not at all. It's purely a cash grab because this man can't manage the budget, can't manage the finances of London. He's got a deep black deficit of a hole, and I'm afraid the man is completely deluded. But I'm going to take it on. I'm so angry. I can't believe how angry I am, mate. I would love to actually swear like a trooper, but obviously yeah, I know. I feel exactly the same way. I feel the same way most days, actually, because there's always something. Yesterday it was British gas. The people who tell us that, you know, oh, so expensive now to get gas to Britain because of the war in Ukraine. They've managed, despite all of that, to make £1 billion worth of profit in 6 months, right? Rinsing the taxpayer, rinsing their own customers. We're not only paying for our own gas bills, but we're paying for everybody else's gas bills. The government's handing out our money so that these bozos can make a profit.
Well, your point is so valid, but this rests all totally down to the government. The Transport Minister could actually say to, and everyone agrees with this, 90% of London don't want this ULEZ extension. Yeah. And Mark Harper could quite easily say, right, it's actually in the constitution of the Greater London Authority that it can be overruled by the Minister of Transport, any decision that's not beneficial to Londoners. I don't think extending ULEZ is beneficial to Londoners. Do you, Mike?
Of course it isn't. I mean, ordinary people that I know, that I speak to, friends of mine who live in the outer echelons of the sort of M25, people that live near Orpington, people that live near Harrow. We're going to be talking to some of the council bosses in those places later because they were all against it as well. You know, people are now going to have to pay to go to visit their mother. They're going to have to pay to go to the supermarket. There's no bus service. There's no train service. You can't get from, you know, Bromley to Bexley Heath any other way than driving. It just simply can't be done. So these people who work for a living, who use their cars to visit carers, people who go and care for the elderly, they care for the sick, they're all going to get charged extra money. It's a disgrace.
Well, there's a midwife actually who works in St Thomas's Hospital, and she does a shift over the midnight, and she's got to pay 2 charges. And she gets about 80 quid for that shift, right? But it's going to cost her 56 quid, I think I've worked it out, to get in to do the shift. So she's giving up nursing. We've lost a nurse because of Sadiq Khan's selfish, greedy... I mean, the guy is a dishonest mayor, we know, but what he's going to do now, what this judgment's done today is given him the permission to crow and say we're all dying of poor air quality and I'm right. That's what he's going to say. Yeah.
Well, if he wants to save a few lives, why doesn't he pop down the underground anytime soon and check the air quality down there, where I'm surprised people aren't actually dropping dead. It's so toxic.
Well, exactly, and as you know, I did a report on that showing it's about 1,800% more particulates in the underground compared to roadside level. But watch this space, I've got another thing for a whistleblower report from actually 2 people who work in the underground, and they've given me documentation just how Sadiq Khan has ignored their complaints. So he's always crying about air quality above ground, but down in the underground, he doesn't give a damn about actually killing off his own staff.
No.
It's unbelievable.
It really is extraordinary.